Hello, and welcome back to the video series. Today we're going to cover AWS Bedrock setup. First, we're going to show you how to set up your AWS credentials. Second, we're going to create access keys so that we can access our models from AWS Bedrock. Third, I'm going to go ahead and cover a quick overview of the AWS Bedrock models. And finally, we're going to use our credentials to deploy our model to a simple N8N chat interface. Before we get started, let's cover a couple of assumptions. First of all, I'm assuming you already have an AWS account already set up. If you don't have one, you can go to the link at the bottom of this slide and get one set up. I'll also include a link in the description for this video. Second, you need to have an AWS IAM admin account set up. You can do this with a root account, but for security purposes, it's better to go ahead and set up an IAM account that's administrative. Third, you'll need billing attached to your account. You don't need a lot in there. You just need to have some sort of method of payment on file so that the AWS services will give you access to the models. And finally, if you're following along at the end, you'll need NAN already deployed in order to follow the final steps. One quick legal disclaimer. I'm not an attorney, and nothing in this video constitutes legal advice. Be sure you've completely reviewed your AWS service terms with legal counsel before sharing any data, especially data that is potentially sensitive with a large language model. Let's get started with AWS. I'm already logged into AWS under my IAM account that's got administrative access. I recommend doing it this way because you don't want to be running these things through your root user. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up a IAM account that we can use to access the Bedrock services. And you'll need the administrative account to do that. You'll also need to have some sort of billing set up with your Amazon account. So when you get to that part, make sure that you've got some sort of billing mechanism ready to go. The easiest is to set up a credit card, but there's other ways that they can get you set up with that. You don't need a lot of money in it. $100 has gone a very long way for me, but just be prepared for that. Okay, so that said, we're going to first jump to the IAM section. You can go from the console home, but for the purposes here, I'm going to go ahead and type it into the search, IAM, and it's going to just go ahead and pull this section up very quickly for us. Okay, so I currently have 2 users that are on there right now. This is just my main account, and this is the one I'm currently using to do a lot of the production AI stuff through the AWS. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new user, and we're going to call this STG video demo. So I got a new user, and it does not need management console. It just needs to be a user that's out there. Okay, so the next part is that we're going to go ahead and attach our policies directly. If you've got the information, you can copy permissions or you can add to a group. Either of those is fine, but for purposes of what we're doing here, just adding a direct permission is fine. I'm going to do a search on Bedrock. As you put things in production, you can limit the amount of access the user has tailored to what your AI and the functionality that you need is doing. For right now, we're going to go ahead and put full access into that. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and click Next. Okay, and I can add a new tag. You can put whatever tags you want on these, but delete when demo is complete. Just a little reminder, make sure I get rid of this when I'm all done. I'm going to go ahead and create the user. And great, now we're back here and we're ready to go. I got a new user, STG video demo. I'm gonna go ahead and click that user, and I need to add some security credentials for the user. And on here, what we want to do is this is not something that a user is going to sign in with. We need to provide it something that can be programmatically accessed in order to get to those Bedrock uh, uh, AI models. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some access keys. So we just click create access key, and we're using a third-party service. And it's going to prompt you. It's going to push back a little bit because this is not the most secure way. And when you do this, you need to make sure that these access keys that they're providing you are absolutely secure. You're not putting them in some sort of uh, a clear text file that can be saved and accessed by somebody else somewhere down the line. You want to make sure these things are fairly well secured. So once you're there, you click that you understand that, and you click next. We can give us description. So we're going to do video demo keys, and go ahead and create my access key. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And this step is important. We need to make sure that when we're doing these, that these keys are being saved somewhere. You won't be able to see these again. Sure that these are saved, and again, don't save them in clear text. If they get compromised, somebody's got access to your AI at this point in time. So now we click done, and I'm gonna go ahead and click continue. It's just saying I haven't viewed it yet, but that's fine. I've got it pasted into my secure password manager. And great, now we're pretty much good to go. I could jump into it and start using this key right away, but there's a couple other things I want to look at while we're inside of AWS. The first of those, I'm going to go and go back to my console home, and we want to look at Amazon Bedrock. You can do it from there, or you can just type in Bedrock from here. We can click Amazon Bedrock. Okay, so the first thing you may want to do is look at the model catalog and look at what's available out there. I'm a bit of an Anthropic fan with a lot of stuff that they've been doing. I'm not sold on it necessarily, but we're going to go ahead and use Claude Haiku for today. But there are others that are available. You got Meta models here, you got Amazon models. There's a ton of things that you can choose from. The first thing to note, though, is that some of these may or may not be available in your area. So if I, for instance, wanted to use Sonnet 5, I can come over here and I can open that in the playground, and I can type in, is this working? And it's going to go ahead and do an access denied exception. I'm not 100% sure why this is happening right now, but the most likely is that it's just not deployed in my region yet. So this may or may not be available to you when you're watching this particular video. No big deal though, because plenty of other models are available to us. I can go ahead and test out Haiku 4.5, and I'll go ahead and open that in the playground. I can type, is this working? And there it is. Yes, I'm working. So I now have access to this model, and it's going to work just fine for me. All right, so the next thing I want to look at is and what many people are wanting is pricing. What do these things cost? And from here, you can go ahead and view model pricing details. I'm going to go over the basics of some of these things. I'm not going to go over a whole lot of it. You can look at all of them, compare, figure out what you need, what works for your particular situation, and pick the one that works best for you. The newer ones here, Sonnet 5, Fable 5, these are fairly expensive models. They have a lot of reasoning involved in them. The Sonnet 5 is not too terribly bad, but the Claude Fable 5 is going to be 5 times more expensive in terms of input and output tokens. Every application uses a different number of input tokens and output tokens. These are priced by million of input tokens. Again, it takes me a while to chew through $100. So for testing purposes, that's going to be plenty for what you're doing. So down here, Claude Haiku 4.5, you can see that that is a fairly inexpensive one. It only costs $1 per input token and $5 per million output tokens. So it's a relatively inexpensive model. It's also a little bit quicker than some of the other models that are out there. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to N8N and let's go ahead and get this thing set up. Okay, so I have a lot of N8N credentials. That's the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and set a credential up so that we can use it inside of a N8N workflow. I'm going to go ahead and create a credential. And this is going to be an AWS Bedrock credential, AWS IAM user. And so I can click continue. And this is really important. Make sure that you're matching your region to the region that you set up. If you're in the West, make sure you're in the right West region. All right. This is going to, so I'm in the East. It's defaulting to East 1. I'm actually set up for Ohio, which is East 2. I'm going to go ahead and set that in. And then this is where we're going to use those access keys that we created earlier. So these should be secured in your password manager. I'm going to go ahead and paste that on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my secret in there. And go ahead and paste that. And then I'm going to rename this to IAM, AWS IAM video demo. Okay, so we're good to go there. Yeah, keep editing. I want to come down here and click save. And that's what I want to see connection tested successfully so that I know that my credentials are good and that's not going to create any issues when I'm trying to access the AI model. All right, so I'm going to go to my personal. This is going to give me folders that are associated with my workflows. I got my video demo. Yeah, I got my Haiku chat. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go into, I'll just go ahead and do a quick overview. This is just a chat trigger node. I've gone ahead and put in here that I'm Claude Haiku powered by AWS Bedrock. I've given myself a URL that I can go to and I can look at the model when it's working. And then on my next node is my basic LLM chain. And basically I put a little system message in there so it knows what it's doing. The system prompt can be a lot more involved based upon your current business model and what you're trying to do with the AI. And then finally, we have the model itself. So if I come down here, Bedrock chat model, and this is where I'm going to put in my my account. So I'm going to choose the IAM video demo right here. And now we can pick our models. And I've already got Haiku put in there, but you've got, depending on what you set up, um, most of this is going to be run under on-demand models. There are inference models you can put in there as well. There we go. Global Anthropic, Claude, need Haiku, 4.5. Great. Okay, so that's all we really have to do. Now we have access to our model. It's all set up and it's ready to go. And let's go ahead and check it out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and publish. And I'm going to go ahead and open this back up. And I'm going to make sure I've got this on my clipboard. All right. Now I can open up a new browser and paste and go. There we go. We've got our chat interface set up. So I'm Claude Haiku, powered by AWS Bedrock. I won't share your prompt data with anyone else. How can I help? Okay. And are you working? There we go. Yeah, I'm working. Ready here to help. Just to recap, what we've done in this video is first set up our AWS credentials. Then we created our access keys. And finally, we deployed our model to N8N for a fully working chat interface. I hope this video has been informative to you, and thank you for watching.